Right. I'm joined by the fantastic David Simonich of the incredible Signs of the Swarm. Now, first of all, sir, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. Just dropped our new teaser for our upcoming song, Natural Selection. Very excited for that to finally come out with this awesome record. It's going to be our focus track. Biggest
Cool.
production we've done for music videos, so I'm very excited that my vision was brought to light in a proper way.
Cool. Now, I do want to start because I think the record's actually due out was it 22nd of August at the time of the recording. So by the time this interview goes out, it's going to be out there in the world. It's quite exciting stuff, actually. How does that feel to know it's, on the horizon right now?
Dude, honestly, I can't wait for this mountain to be off my shoulders, man. I've been so stressed out.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Hey, it's just a lot of work and finally seeing it like fully blossom, it's gonna be a breath of fresh air, that's for sure.
Well, a lot of work, but a big payoff. I'm going to say that. Now, I do want to start off with the song Scars Upon Scars, if that's okay.
Hmm.
And I want to talk about the video to start because I was really sort of captivated by this. I sort of watched it quite a few times, if I'm honest, one after the other. And it's actually got some almost unsettling visuals within it. And what really caught me was sort of the angel and the devil thing that was going on in there. Um, Now, the angel seems to be sort of fueling the addiction that the video portrays. What was the creative thinking behind this particular imagery?
I wanted to continue with the whole theme of the entire record, which is that good and evil, if you were to put it into simple terms, mold you. And it's not always that the good things are molding you and your good people that are behind you are actually the ones that are fueling good decisions, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Um, so, and the evil side kind of just always lingers there, And with Scars Upon Scars, the song's about my previous addictions, and I really wanted to showcase that it was like kind of the people that I loved that were encouraging me to do things with them and make these poor decisions in a way. Not putting the blame on anybody. I made my own conscious decisions, but um, product of surroundings, um, or a product of your environment is a good way to put it. But yeah, that was kind of where like the visual idea was there. Um, Kind of missed a few marks with the people that I did the video with, but it's okay. It still came out great, and I still love it. Um, there's a lot of things that ended up getting cut, which I was a little bummed out about, but hey, you know what I mean? That's show business.
well, there's always the option for a director's cut, let's put it that way.
Truly.
Now, you've already mentioned about addiction, and it's sort of at the heart of the song's Scars Upon Scars. How important was it for you to actually portray your experiences in a way that was actually, if I'm honest, quite raw and relatable rather than sort of abstract? I mean, it was right there, very clear.
See, I usually would write kind of like with this cloak in front of me where like I'm kind of hiding with what I'm saying. And with this entire record, I wanted to be in your face, wearing my heart on my sleeve, and just be very direct about what I'm talking about. I'm very grateful that I did. I've walked a very vulnerable path on kind of showing these parts of my life that I really never have before. Um, but it was a big challenge, to be completely fair. Um, just it's not something easy to talk about. I barely talk about it with my loved ones, and I just put it out there for the world to kind of just latch onto. And I hope I helped some people, and that's my main goal.
Yeah. Well, I will say, I mean, I can relate to a degree how hard it is to get those things out there sometimes. And if I'm honest, sometimes putting out there can be the best therapy for yourself and others, surprisingly enough.
Dude, it gave me the biggest sense of clarity. It helped me even realize that I might have changed my vice to another vice, and I kind of moved away from smoking cannabis just to kind of find more balance and clarity, and kind of just kind of focusing on my own mental right now. Opening up this book. I said it before, but it's been a challenge. It's brought some demons in my mind. It's made me lose some sleep, and but like that's what art's for, you know. Dump your soul into something and hope that somebody understands it.
Well, I will safely say people do understand it and definitely appreciate, the boldness of putting it out there. Now, I do want to chat a little bit about To Rid Myself of Truth. Now, it's actually being ranked alongside bands like Miss Sugar, Gojira, and Fear Factory, which,
No
they're
shit.
quite heavy hitters. You
Yeah.
know, how
Those are
does it
like
actually
idol
feel?
bands for me, dude.
Sorry?
Those are like idol bands for me.
Yeah. Oh, I do know what you mean. But how does it feel to have your music sort of compared in a positive way alongside artists like that?
It's very humbling. Um, just those bands forged us, like not even just me, um, like funny story, like I totally punished Meshuggah. I got the chance to smoke a joint with them back in the day, and I totally punished the fuck out of them, dude. It was so sick. So it's very cool to hear that, and um, it's I honestly, like, I have imposter syndrome sometimes where people are like, dude, you're this fucking rock star, man. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, shit, I'm just some dude. You know what I mean? Like, I have a hard time. So like hearing that it's like being compared to those type of bands and stuff, it's very humbling and makes me hungry because I still want to tour with those motherfuckers so damn bad. I hope they hear it and they end up being like, hey, let's take this band out. People are talking that it's similar, that'd be cool.
Do you know what? I think that would be an absolute dynamite of a lineup. Some, major deathcore bands all together on tour. But if you do that, I've just got one favor. Bring it to the UK. I mean, we deserve it. Let's be
Dude,
honest.
the UK is one of my favorite places to hit, man. Fucking, I did like the little markets. I did like a whole deep run of it. I love the UK so much. Um, Definitely Birmingham, dude. Probably one of my favorite places in the world. I just got to say it has this just has this character that's like unmatched. I don't
Yeah.
like I know London's like the spot and Manchester's the spot and like all that, but there's just like this personality in Birmingham, dude. I have so many friends that live there. Maybe that's why I love it so much. It just feels like kind of home.
Yeah.
Not sure, but just love
Well,
the
to
UK,
You know,
dude.
I'll always defend London just because I'm like based around there, but I do know what you mean about Birmingham. I mean, let's be honest, if you can pin down heavy metal and everything to one place, that is the birthplace of heavy metal, where the great man Ozzy was born. So, it makes perfect sense. I am going to skip slightly ahead because we've mentioned the UK and touring. Now, you guys are going to be coming back in December, I believe, to the UK. Is that correct?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Chelsea Grin, Mugshot, and Crown Magnetar, dude. I'm really
Nice.
stoked that I get to tour with Crown. They're real good friends of mine. I've been itching to tour with those boys. Uh, they actually put us up back in the day when I first joined the band, and like I've just been friends with like select members for quite some time. So I'm excited to tour with them and with Chelsea Grin. I just toured with them. They're fucking awesome.
Cool.
They treated us so well, so I'm really excited to share the stage with them again. Ooh, excuse me.
Amazing. Now, the album will actually be have been out for, several months by that point. What can the UK fans expect from the live shows in, with regards to the new material? Are we going to be getting quite a substantial amount of that, or is it going to be a good mix of old and new?
It's gonna be like a good mix of old and new. We did the whole like album start to front thing before, And just gotta say that was fucking miserable. We did Amongst the Low and Empty, start to finish for the decade celebration of Signs of the Swarm, with other like hit songs as encores. So we played like 17, 18 songs, um, which was an absolute brutal set. It was like an hour and a half or something like that. It was crazy. Uh, but like we noticed that spicing up the like putting in some like bangers, as fans will say, and like kind of spicing in the new stuff, like it gives them a good mouthful and makes them go to the record and listen to it, then find those hidden gems, you know. And plus sometimes some songs just don't mesh with the type of tour we're on, because we do like to try to like break outside of our box and try something new.
Cool. So speaking of potential new, well, not potential, it is, there's new material on the way. You know, you've got some absolute bangers, as you put it, that have been already released, but is there something on this record that you just cannot wait for fans to hear for the first time? Something that hasn't actually come out yet? There's always
Dude,
got to be a surprise.
honestly, the Phil Bozeman feature, it's like a bucket list thing for me. I'm very proud that he was able to jump on and do this with us. It came out perfect. Um, but there's also the side of me where I know that this track's going to get slept on. Fear and Judgment, featuring two friends of mine from 156 Silence and Prison. Um, I really hope people like that and check that out, because it's a different vibe of Signs. We kind of hit the more, I want to say like progressive genty sound, but mixing it with deathcore and metalcore elements. It's really fucking neat. And then just having some general friends just come in and do their thing and just support the topic that the song's about. And it really means a lot. So both of those are two features that I'm very excited for fans to hear whenever the album releases. So it's very hard to like pick like what's the thing I'm most excited for, because I'm just genuinely excited for this entire record to just be
Yeah.
unveiled.
That's, you know, that's a fair answer. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff on it, and I suppose sometimes when you've got a great album, it's like me going, "What's your favorite child out of these?" You know, it's a bit of an
That's what I'm
unfair question,
saying,
to be
dude. It's
fair.
so hard.
Now, still sort of on the topic of like touring and everything, you have just sort of, well, not just, you know, you've been, it's been over a couple of months now. Time has actually flown, but you have been in Europe touring. You've played at several festivals like Hellfest and Grass Pop there,
That shit was crazy.
and Sweden Rocks, and you know, just loads. What was the highlight of those experiences, especially, and did you sort of bring some of this new material to the fans, and how was it
Yeah,
received?
we played a lot of the new singles that were released, and we kind of slid in some like, hey, are these songs hits into the sets? You could see them floating around on YouTube if you're lucky. But the most exciting thing that I think that we brought to Europe was our Dragula cover. We did a cover of Dragula, and I wanted something like how Sepultura has Firestarter. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
just everyone knows it, just a festival weapon type shit. Just I wanted something like that, and me and the guys came up with Dragula being that for us. And we really channeled it and made it our own instead of kind of doing a copy and paste type vibe. Uh, and the crowds loved it. Like just them knowing the lyrics and it being like the same cadence almost in a way. Uh, Everyone was like screaming the lyrics. Like I didn't even have to say Dragula. I'd put my arms up and people would do it. Like it was just so powerful, dude. It was so sick.
Cool. Do you know, I am going to have to be trawling through YouTube to find your version of that song because that is an absolute. I love it when a band does a good cover, but they make it their own. As you say, you know, a complete carbon copy. There's nothing new with it,
Yeah,
but
it's
I'm
just like
looking
you're,
forward to hearing that.
dude. Honestly, it's so fun. Like it's like a time where I could like take off the serious hat for a second and just kind of fucking let my hair flow. You know what I mean?
Cool. Now, You've had a recent new addition to the band. Was it? It's Carl Schulz? Schwalz?
Schultz. Yeah,
Schultz.
Schultz.
See, I'm terrible with pronunciation of names. I'm awful at it, but
Hey, you nailed mine though.
that is true. That is true. Um, what was it? What's his addition to the band brought? How's things changed, especially when it was re with recording new material?
Well, our writing process has stayed the same. Uh, he is the primary producer for the instrumentals of Signs of the Swarm. That's where we feel like that our sound stays consistent. Carl does help with like layers and like doing solos. He even sang on this record, where I was very stoked on because I kind of froze up in the booth and he kind of put on the shoes for me and he jumped in there and did what I needed him to do. Crushed it. Just personally wasn't there yet, you know. But he adds his own little special thing. Like he really likes his he likes to call it his pickle pedal or something like that. He really likes that a lot, and he definitely puts that in there, and really like kind of like amped our tone up a little bit in a different way where it sticks out compared to most bands. Really gives this real overdriven, gritty sound. Something about it where it's special, you know. Um, and he like writes his solos, and but he's a real good addition. He's a great player. He does what we need him to do. You know what I mean? And like really couldn't ask for more. You know.
Amazing. Now, because you've just come off a run of doing some festivals, I'm going to chuck in, I've been doing some festivals myself, doing some interviews, and I've been throwing out a festival theme question for people.
Mm.
So here's the question. It's quite a long way of putting it. It's long-winded, but if you could create your own festival, you got 3 days with three headliners. One, who would the headliners be? Where would the festival be taking place? And also, what would you do in this festival that makes it stand out from other festivals? And just for the record, you could have any band, any lineup. So the band might not even exist anymore. The band might hate each other. So that lineup's gone. It can be anything.
Um, I'd want to do a timeline festival,
Oh,
um,
nice.
where they don't mix up the generations. Because that's one thing that I'm new into the festival world. I'll say that. But it feels like that, like for Resurrection Festival, for example, like Judas Priest was like one of the headliners, and the rest of the bands were kind of newer. It kind of just like was confusing to me, where like I was just like, oh, wait, that's it's cool, you know what I mean? Like, trust me, I got to open for Judas Priest on main stage Resurrection. Fuck yeah, dude, that's fire. You know what I mean? But I would want to do like a generational type day where like old school, modern, and maybe more of like a futuristic style where like hip hop and EDM were included.
Cool.
At least that's what I think. Just like off the rip, you know, I mean, that's a pretty intense kind of thought, you know. Like if I
I
were to
dig
put
that
the
though.
best on,
Yeah.
anyone ever give you something like that before?
Not like that. No, no one's ever said, we're going to keep it generational. So we'll have the old school here, we'll have this here. So yeah, you've given something completely new, but who's going to
Cool.
be headlining each day? This is the thing.
Shit, man, that's a hard one. Alice in Chains for the oldies, you know what I mean? Give it that
Good
'90s
call.
grunge headliner. Um, Modern, fucking Knock Loose. They always fucking make the ground shake. Fucking, I love seeing them play live, so that's a no brainer. Um, Future, Meshuggah, just because they're always shaping the sound, dude. You know what I mean? Like they're ahead of their motherfucking time.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, sir. You are not wrong. Like I think when I first heard Miss Sugar, I was there going, "The hell is this?" But in a good way. Do you know what I
That's
mean?
what
It
I'm
was very
saying, dude.
much,
Oh, Meshuggah is like bread and butter for me, man, on
yeah,
everything.
cool. Now, where are you making? Where is this festival taking place?
Just because I've never been Brazil, the
Good,
come to
cool,
the come to Brazil comments, that's for you. That's for
nice.
sure. I've never been. I hope I get to go soon. Um, but it would definitely be in Brazil. From what I understand, it's not as expensive as going to other parts of the world, and so it might be more affordable for people. And on top of that, like have you watched any Brazil videos, dude? Those bitches go
Oh, they
crazy
know,
over
yeah.
there, dude.
You know,
They
I've always
go
been proud of how the
crazy.
UK fans kick off, but then I see somewhere like Brazil. Yeah, no, we're tame. We might as well sit around with our cups of tea. Let me put it that way. Now, normally I ask you for a name of this festival, but because I've already come up with one, if you will accept it,
What is it?
the Generation Game.
That's fire. That's
Sorry,
fire.
I couldn't help
Hey,
it, man.
if this
Like,
comes to life, we better be making some motherfucking money, dude.
well, all I expect is a 2% cut for the naming of the festival. That's it. That will suit me down to the ground, my
I
friend.
just want fucking endless. I want endless catering, and I want to be able to be flown into every time it's going. That's all I want. I don't need no motherfucking money. I just want to be there, and I want to eat good. That's all I need.
Cool. Well, David, I really want to thank you for joining us today. It has been a pleasure chatting to you. I can't wait to hear the full album because as of yet, I still haven't heard it all, but what I've heard absolutely nails it. The comparisons to band like Gojira and like Miss Sugar and everything, it is very much deserved. So I can't wait to hear the full thing, and I can't wait to see what fans think of it as well. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks for having me. This was such a great time.
Thank
Very
you so much,
refreshing,
sir.
dude.
Have a great day. See you
You
later,
too.
buddy.
See ya.
Bye.